Okay, I think we're good. So we're gonna try to learn FEC more and see if we can't figure out how exactly we're gonna do this video. But first, no, I'm just kidding. Pop out the chat. Okay, got my chat going on the side here. Perfect. Let's get a link going. Let's share this out with all the people. At Age of Sigmar, come help me. Come help me. Come chat. Let's do that. I could probably actually drop it in the other Discord as well, the AOS coach one. Let's see, Death, Flesh Eater Courts. Come help me. Okay, good. Probably get rid of this. Okay, so let's keep moving. We're looking at units here now. We already looked at Usharon, who probably is going to be a key centerpiece to the army. Just make sure we have no other open tabs here. No, we're looking good. Okay, Usharon. Can I move this into here? No, I can't. Really, can I? Do I need the whole thing? Okay, so Abhorrent Ghoul King. I think I need a tab in here that's just for Monster Mash. Fixed play style. So it's going to be like infantry and monsters. I think that there's a Monster Mash list. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I think people are definitely going to be playing it. Okay, Abhorrent Ghoul King. Death Shriek, whatever. What we're looking for is like gotchas, things you have to play around, really. 4 up, 6 up. Okay. Passive. While you believe this delusion, add one of the attack characteristics of companion melee weapons used by friendly FEC units while they're wholly within 12. Okay. So add one to the... Okay. Abhorrent Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. Passive. While this unit has 10 or more damage points. Oh, that's just... Oh. Well, this unit has 10 or more damage points. The attack is 4. And it has a max attack characteristic of 10. Okay. Once per turn, army, any combat phase, roll a die on a 3-up, add one of the hit rolls for attacks made with this unit's companion melee weapons for the rest of the turn. It's a rampage. Okay, so it's just generally lots of attacks. Once per turn, army, any combat phase, pick an enemy unit and combat this unit to the target. For each champion, standard bearer, and musician, add one to the attack characteristic of this unit's talons. Is that the companion weapon? Yeah. Okay. Crazy. For the rest of the phase, those additional attacks must target the enemy. What's this called? Wicked Predator? Drive them to terrify prey into submission. Little has changed in death. It's not very, like, I wish this had better flavor, but it doesn't. It's like, I like the, it doesn't have, like, it's not worded here nicely to have good flavor. Okay, so, like, lots of attacks. So I think that's something that FEC is kind of doing. Healing and recursion. Oops. Lots of dice, right? It's kind of what I'm seeing so far. Okay. This delusion. I don't think so. I don't think that we need to go in the specifics of this. Royal Terrorgeist. Okay. Once per turn, army, any combat phase, pick an enemy, infantry, and in combat with the unit to the target, roll a die for each model in the target unit. For each 6, if 3 or more points are allocated, subtract 1 from hit rolls. The Royal Terrorgeist just has a Horde Buster. And then it has the same Wicked Predator ability. But it is once per turn army. See, like, I don't know, like, where I should be putting this in my review, right? It's like, does it matter? Like, should I just have some things that are like, some things that are just anti-infantry? Does it have like It doesn't have anti-infantry. This thing is also anti-infantry. So the Royal Terrorgeists are anti-infantry. Why don't I put it like anti-tech? Royal Terrorgeists, anti-infantry. Probably have to switch it backwards. Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Zombie Dragon. Let's see what these things are. Shoots in combat. Crit auto wound companion. Okay. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s. Pretty okay. Okay. Well, passive. While you believe the solution, add 2 to charge rolls for friendly knight units and FEC monsters. Plus 2 to charge. That's a movement thing. Royal Zombie Dragon. This is, what is this? Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Zombie Dragon. Delusion. Plus 2 to charge for knights and monsters. Is that right? For knights and monsters? Yeah. Oh, I already did this already. It's literally up here. Okay, that's good. Means we did it already. This thing also turns off commands. Did I put that in debuffs already? Recursion offense, anti-tech defense. Did I not make a thing for that? Debuff movement. Debuffs. Maybe we'll just make this a category. So what is this? Abhorrent on Royal Zombie Dragon? See, now we're just kind of getting all over the place. We'll figure this out. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Then this would technically be defense too. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Just straight up Royal Zombie Dragon. Right, it just has a teleport. Soaring Terror. If this unit charged this turn on a 3-up, 2d6. Must end in combat. Right. What is this? Royal Zombie Dragon. Yeah. Got this already. I think this is where I was. The Grand Justice. What is this thing? 5-up, 6-up, 5 health, 6-inch move. This thing looks scary. Pick a visible enemy unit with an 18 on a 3-up until the start of your next turn. Heroes and serfs or knights. That's interesting. So this is, I guess, a defensive thing. Whatever, we'll just keep writing notes and then we'll figure it out later. Grand Justice. Gormain. Oops, that's wrong. Gormain. Oh man. 3-up. Strike last. If in combat with hero and serf or knight. Serf or knight. Okay. While you believe this delusion, add one of the damage characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly serfs and knights, while they're wholly within 12 inches of any friendly flesh eater quartz hero that had any damage points allocated to them in the same turn. Is there a way that FEC can deal damage to themselves in their own turn? Is that a thing? I don't know. Is that worth mentioning? No, not really. Let's keep going. Abhorrent Arc Regent, 5 and 6, okay, whatever. While you believe the solution, subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks at target FEC units. Okay. I'll probably include this one. So who is this? This is the Abhorrent Arc Regent. It's a delusion. I'll probably have to put all these in the same thing. -1 to hit from shooting. To units wholly within 12 inches of a hero, right? Yep. Okay. Countless servants. Once per turn, army or hero phase. Pick a friendly serfs or knight unit wholly within 12 inches of the target. This is more recursion. This is more recursion. The Abhorrent Arc Regent. Your hero phase. 3 up, return 3 serfs or 1 knight. Serfs. Okay, I'm gonna minimize this. Okay. Hold on. That's not that good because it does happen on a 3 up. It's also wholly within 12. Your hero phase, 3 up, return 3 up, wholly within 12 inches, return 3 serfs or 1 knight. So Learns FEC. It's not that strong. This is actually pretty bad, I think, because they have to be wholly within 12 of this hero. There's just probably going to be better things to take than this guy. High Falconer. Felgren, is this the new guy? Is this guy new? Let's see. I don't remember this guy. Shooting combat, Filthy Talons, and Fangs. Be Mine Eyes. Your hero phase. Pick this unit's gripe. This unit's gripe is a token. If this unit's gripe is not on the battlefield, pick an enemy unit with an 18. Place the gripe. Okay, so this is basically just place the gripe with an 18. If the unit dies, you can replace the gripe. While this unit's gripe is next to an enemy unit, ward rolls cannot be made for damage points inflicted on the enemy unit by combat attacks made by this unit and friendly serf units. It's pretty strong. No roll, just like remove a ward. I'll put that under like offense. What's this guy called? High Falconer Felgren. This guy's new. Picks a unit, places a token. No wards. Replace the token when the unit dies. Place a token within 18 inches. It's pretty strong. No wards versus that hero. And serfs. I mean, serfs are got lots of stuff working for them. While you leave this delusion, subtract 10 from the control score of enemy units while they are in combat with any friendly serfs unit. Not gonna bother including that. Abhorrent Ghoul King. Here's just the guy on foot. You can trigger accusation of regicide with a retreat. Can you trigger accusation? Is gotta be fecking kidding me. Oh my god. I can't. I just can't. I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling with this. Yeah, really struggling. Abhorrent Ghoul King, Code of Honor. While you believe this delusion, add 1 to the damage characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly non-unique FEC heroes for attacks to target an enemy hero. Bad, not going to include it. Vassal to arms. Once per turn, you declare a fight ability for this unit. Okay. Pick a friendly serfs unit. Oh, it brings serfs in. Okay. Add 1 to wound rolls. Yeah, that doesn't need to be included either. Abhorrent Gore Warden. Oh yeah, okay, I remember this thing. This thing used to be really good. Pick this unit and 2 friendly FEC units in this regiment. Okay, so null deploys itself in 2 units. Seems strong. Movement phase more than 6 inches from the target. So pick an enemy unit to be the target. So it's like, it's going to get you if you're all on your own. This is definitely worth including. What is this thing again? The Abhorrent Gore Warden. Gore Warden. Null deploys itself and 2 units. They can then be set up outside of 6 inches of a target unit and 9 inches of everything else. And then they just get to move. They just get to move D3 or D6. Seems good. No, D6. They get to be set up outside of 6 and then move D6. Oh my god, it's like they're just everywhere. They're just everywhere. They're coming to get you. Defenders of the Kingdom. While you believe this delusion, I'd want to charge rolls for FEC units, whether wholly within 12 and 2 charge rolls. Instead, if they were also set up the same turn. Okay. What does that mean? It just seems like all the delusions are like movement based. I want to charge rolls for FEC units while they're wholly within 12. His delusion gives gives +1 to charge to units wholly within. It's like overkill of a hero, and +2 to charge if they were set up this turn. Like, I don't know, it seems like a lot of these movement things are just kind of overkill. You know, like it's just like, how much movement do you need? Right? How much movement do you actually need? That's the end of that book. Okay, Abhorrent Cardinal. Add 2 to banishment rolls for friendly FEC units. Oh, it's a delusion. Ooh, friendly FEC units have ward against damage points affected by spell abilities, prayer abilities. There's nothing really in Gits or in anything that this matters. If someone wants to take this against, like, greenskins, it's like, whatever. Well, this unit is more than 6 inches from all enemy units. I'd want to chanting rolls for this unit. Okay, well, it's just a prayer. It's just a little priest. Seems like a good guy to put on the throne, maybe. Marrow Scroll Herald. Pick a visible enemy unit within 6 inches of this unit to be the target. Roll a die on a 3 up. Your opponent must decide whether they will accept or reject the entreaty. The target has the infected keyword for this battle. The target has strike last for the rest of the turn. Okay, your opponent declared a command spell ability or prayer for an infected unit. So it gives strike last. Okay, reaction. Your opponent declares a command spell ability or prayer ability for an infected unit. On a 5-up, if they declared a command, that command has no effect. It still counts as having been used. The command point still has been spent. And then it fails a spell or prayer. This reaction can be used more than once per phase, but only once per command, spell, prayer. So what happens if this thing dies? You don't get it, right? If this thing just leaves the table, it can't use this reaction anymore. So you just always pick this and then kill it. This thing is not that good. You always just choose infected, and then you're like, whatever. I'm just gonna kill you now. There's nothing, there's no like monster prayers or spells in greenskins, so it doesn't matter. None of that matters. It's just on a 5-up, you ignores commands. So you just pick infected, because strike last is way worse. Is this guy even worth talking about? It doesn't seem that good against us. Yeah. Let me read this again. Pick a visible enemy unit within 6. Yeah, we're on a 3-up. Once per turn, army, enemy, charge phase. So the reroll charge won't matter all that much because it is within 6. So they're already going to be at least at minimum on a 6-inch charge, but often less. So it's not, it just doesn't matter. I'm not going to include it. Royal Decapitator. Pick a friendly surf unit that did not fight. Okay. Gives it crit 2 hits, whatever. Any other split of the resolve. Pick an enemy infantry hero in combat with the unit to the target. It is automatically destroyed. Okay, so this thing just like kills heroes. Royal Decapitator, 2d6, exceeds the health characteristic. Infantry hero. We'll put that in here. You just gotta keep a mega boss out of here. Royal Decapitator. Is it just reaction unit code of fight ability for this unit? After it fights, if it rolls 2d6 greater than the health of an infantry hero, that hero is slain. Varangolf Courtier. If any models were slain, heal d6. If this unit is in combat, this unit can immediately move 10 inches. End of any turn. It can move through the combat range of enemy units, but it must end that move in combat with the unit it was running. Oh, that's a bummer. If this unit is not in combat, it can then move 10 inches, but cannot end the move in combat. Okay, so this thing moves. Movement 1. Movement 2. Lots of movement tricks. I mean, I think this is a pretty decent way of setting this out. Varangolf Courtier. It's a pretty good ability. End of turn move. If in combat, has to stay in combat. End of turn, 10-inch move. If in combat, has to stay in combat with the same unit. If not in combat, can't end in combat. I mean, this thing's pretty cool. I like this model. I've always been a big fan of this model. Let's see. I betcha Tyler is free right now. I betcha he'd be down. Tyler, where are you? He's probably just chilling. Oops. That's not the wrong thing. Bound, down. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's starting to take shape a little bit better. How I'm gonna actually present this. I just gotta keep working. I just gotta do it at the end. Okay, Crypt Guard, anti-charge, +1 rend. That's cool. While any friendly non-monster FEC heroes are within this unit's combat range, both this unit and those heroes gain a 5-up ward. This thing's pretty beefy. Defense 3. Crypt Guard gives itself and non-monster and every any and every non-monster hero wholly within this unit's combat range, wholly within 3 inches, a 5-up ward. If this unit is in combat with any enemy units that charged on a 3-up, ooh. If you charge it, it gets +1 rend, and on a 3-up gets strike first, but loses the ward. While any friendly non or wholly within this unit combat range, if this unit is in combat with an enemy unit that charges turn on a 3-up for the rest of the turn, strike first. Oh, that's cool. Morbag Knights. Are these things still very, very good? Retreat and charge is such a powerful ability. It's a very, very powerful ability. What does it do now? Oops, where'd my thing go? No, that's not my thing. There's my thing. Pick an enemy in combat this unit to the target, inflict D3 mortals, then this unit can use the retreat ability as if it were in ruin phase, no mortal ones to damage. Okay, so it gets a free retreat. Yeah, we'll put that in. Morbhag Knights. End of turn, free retreat. It does have a 12-inch fly move. Morb Hag Knights. Okay. How close are we to being done here? Not close at all, are we? Alright. Crypt Haunter Courtier. Whatever, heal D3. Pick a friendly Crypt Horror unit that's not used to fightable this turn. Add 1 to hit. It just brings it in. That's fine. Crypt Ghouls. Add 1 to the rend characteristic of the unit's melee weapons. That's fine. Crypt Horrors. Roll 2 dice for each model in this unit, so up to 6. Add 2 to each roll on a 3-up. These guys are very anti-tech. We'll put these in here. Crypt Horrors. Anti-cavalry. Once per turn, army, any combat phase. 3-up. Roll 2 dice for each model in their unit. Each 3-up versus cavalry is immortal. So it's like 12 dice max. That's a lot. Like 2/3 is 8 mortal wounds. Yeah. That's kind of scary. Oh, well, that's why I don't remember these things, because my friend 3D printed these guys. Interesting. Okay, keep reading. Crypt Infernal Courtier. Crypt Infernal Courtier. This guy is a hero. Okay. Pick a friendly Crypt Flare unit that used the 2R Liege ability this turn. I'll read this ability first. If this unit is not in combat, remove it from the battlefield and set it up again, wholly within 12 inches of a friendly FEC hero. Okay. And then I can move D3. Yuck. Mind-shattering cacophony. Man, they're just getting in. Hey, how are you? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I am fine. I have been better. I am struggling with how to present this video format that I'm working on. I'm also just reading this FEC book, and it is like, it has so many, like, we're gonna teleport and charge you from all directions all the time mechanics. And I am jealous in that I want to play this army, but also not. Also fearful because I'm not going to play this army. It's going to play me, I think. Mind chat, how are you? How are you? You're shooting faced. Oh, fuck, my hockey team is blowing me up. I gotta turn this off. Pick an enemy unit that had any damage point allocated this turn by the Screech. For this turn, when the damage characters. Okay, so it shoots, it hits you, and then these things get more damage, and then they charge you. 5 ups, 6 ups. 4 health is pretty beefy. I assume these guys come in 3s. Yeah, okay. Well, like, I'm glad you're doing good. It's more just like, they don't have a lot of strike first effects. And they have some no, their rend is pretty okay. The rend isn't great, I think. So it's like, you can kind of stand up to them with good saves and wards, and with strike first, and with shooting. But okay, so this is another movement trick. This is Crypt, Infernal, Courtier, and Crypt Flares. Flares can teleport to the Courtier. The Courtier gives them a D3 move. A D3 move. Light Phoenix 52. You believe we talked over Discord? Sure. How you doing? Let me just pull that up. Well, we didn't talk in DMs. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Maw Crusher. Yeah, Maw Crusher's not... I feel you with the Maw Crusher. How it's an awesome model and super cool, and how when it sucks, it sucks. So, I hear you. It was my favorite in 3rd edition when I played Big Wa. Oh, you're welcome. It's kind of what I'm here for. Okay, let's see. So Ironjaws can probably do well against FEC. They just won't be able to kill you fast enough. Mind-shattering cacophony. Okay, and then they shoot you, and then they deal extra damage. And it's 2 rend. Like, you're gonna all-out attack this if you do it. Jeez, it's gonna be lots of damage. Hold on, where's my movement slide? Let's make a new one. If the hero hits you with their shooting attack, then the infantry get +1 damage to their shooting attack. Ardboy Shield Bash will be good against FEC, yeah, for sure. Yep. Just like whittle them down a little bit. I mean, just all out defense against them. Like, my prediction is that, like, you stand there, whatever, they come in, they beat you up, fine, and then you win the fight, and then you're not in combat with them, and then you can maybe, like, rally. And the trick is just going to be getting onto the objectives before them. So that you can just kind of stand there and hold your ground. Royal Beast Flares, Anti-Beast, Anti-Monster. When enemy monsters cannot use Rampage's abilities while they're in combat with this unit. In addition, subtract 1 from the damaged characters. Okay, so this is just going to go in my anti-tech. I got to do a little thing for that too. What are these guys called? Royal Beast Flares. Monsters cannot use Rampages within 3 inches of them. Affected lose major recursions, so we can grind them down faster than before. I don't know. What did they lose? What recursion did they lose? Subtract 1 from the damage characters' melee weapons used by further motions of beasts while they're in combat. Monsters can use Rampages within 3 of them. And monsters and beasts. Beasts lose. Beasts? How do you spell beasts? B-E-A-S. Yeah, this looks weird. Beasts get -1 damage. Subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of melee weapons used. Can you get minus... Royal Beast Flares. If the damage of a beast's attack is 1, does the -1 to damage give them 0 damage? They lost ability to target the same unit more than once. Oh, okay. Right, because it didn't used to be like 3 units D3 times, something like that, and you could pick the same one and roll. Sure. I mean, 4th edition is definitely more of a fair. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's a beautiful model. Look at this. Look what someone just posted in Discord. Look at this model. Very nice. Very nice. They also added the surf keyword to their spell so it doesn't bring back knights. You would just spend deed points to bring back. Right, I remember that. You would just get noble deeds and then you would just spend them and be like, "Oh, all of these get all the way back." I remember that. So it would yeah, it's a beautiful model. You'd have one horror left, and then you just bring back 5 horrors. Yeah, for 2 points. 2 points per. Why? Royal Beast Flares. Monsters can use Rampages within 3 inches of them, but them and monsters and beasts get -1 damage. It seems pretty scary. YH. Is that, yeah? It was insane, but I think getting rid of it was a healthy change to the army, I think. Because core rules. What core rules? These guys are cool. These guys would make a good unit. Royal Beast Flares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These guys would make a good monster killers unit. You just get a unit of these, make them Make him into whatever's. And that's it. That's the whole book. Okay. Okay. Fixed playstyle. They get army-wide buffs called delusions. Some are in the battle traits, but others are on hero war scrolls. They can change these delusions over the course of the game. They are technically random, but not really if you're running Ushuran. They have a lot of different ways to bring back units that have died at half the model count, as well as return slain models to units on the table. There will always be more units coming for you. Lots of attacks. They have a higher volume of attacks than the average army, but overall not scary rend. What do they hit? Like fours, hitting on fours and threes, fours and threes, fours and fours, fours and threes, 3 and 2, 4 and 3. What else? Read the bottom here. Threes and threes, fours and fours. Not scary rend or hits, but overall, fours to hit, threes to wound, and 1 rend. They can go. They will deep strike, teleport, recur on the board edge, and get bonuses to move before, after being set up, and bonuses to charge. They are going to successfully charge you from all sides the whole game. Okay. I think that's all good and fine. Okay, they get army-wide buffs called delusions. Some are in the battle traits, but others are on hero war scrolls. They can change these delusions over the course of the game. They are technically random. They will act as a toolbox. There's no periods at the end of point form stuff. Okay, they have a lot of different ways to bring back units that have died at half strength. As well as return slain models units on the table. There will always be more units coming for you. They have a higher volume of attacks than the average army, but overall 4s to hit, 3s to wound, and 1 rend. Isn't scary. They will deep strike, teleport, recur on the board edge, and get bonuses to move after being set up, and bonuses to charge. They will deep strike, teleport, recur on the board edge, get bonuses to move after being set up, and bonuses to charge. They're going to successfully charge you from all sides the whole game. Their recur on the board edge allows them to take objectives in some battle plans, as objectives are 6 inches sometimes, yeah. And then how fast are they? Move 6. Move 6. 12s. 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 10. Oh, Usharon moves pretty fast. 6. Vangolf, Courtier. Yeah, whatever. They move kind of fast. Is this a fair thing to say? Like, is this, like, fair, what I'm saying? Is there anything I'm missing in this, like, playstyle piece? I don't think so. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Gendo. Okay, so overall strategy. So I mean, like, you have to guard your flanks pretty hard the entire game. You will need to survive their ambushes. And clap back. Some battle tactics are easier to get, like restless. Well, I'm trying to keep these videos pretty evergreen, right? So I don't want to talk too much about the season. It's more like generalities. You know, they don't really have a lot of like I can just delete this slide. Non-hero monsters or beasts with an unmodified treasure roll get strike first. It's not that great. They don't have almost any strike first. That can't be capitalized. Strike first or strike last mechanics. If you do, they will be weak to that. They are also overall strategy. All out defense. Right, but you know what I mean? They do have a lot of ways. I don't know, do they? They have a battle formation where on a 9-up they get strike first. How else do they get strike first and strike last? Judge gets no, but he doesn't. Hold on, let's pull him up. I want to make sure that I'm getting all this correct. I don't want to be wrong here. The judge. Okay, so the Grand Justice Gourmet, that's who you're talking about? Crypt Guard have strike first. Okay, I'll check them out next. So it's the... Nope, where is he? It's not him. Might have a spell. Usharon gives strike last, I believe. Okay, well, hold on. Let's do these one at a time. Because if I miss this, I don't want to be wrong. So is this what you're talking about? The judge? The Grand Justice? So he only gives strike last on a 3-up, and it has to be in combat with a hero and serfs. It has to meet all those conditions. It has to be in combat with a hero and serfs or knights, right? And it has to be on a 3-up. Did I even include that in my thing? I probably should. Yeah, whatever. I will include that in my thing. I think I skipped it because it's not good. I don't think you'll see it. I don't know, maybe. Gives strike last within 18 inches on a 3-up to a unit that is in combat with a hero, and I did write this somewhere, and a unit of serfs or knights. I did write this somewhere. Where did I write this? Movement, recursion. Oops. Offense. Prayer, Usharan, Infernal. I just wrote that. Prayer. Probably did here. Yeah, I did here. I called it. Yeah, I did write that already. I thought I did. Okay, so he has this way. So there's this bad way that Grand Justice Gormain can give strike last. You said Ushuran. Let's go check him out here. Right here. Right. Ushuran does give it. Did I write that down? Ushuran can give it to 3 units in combat with him, strike last if he rolls greater than their control. Okay. Any other ways? What else did we say? Judge, Crypt Guard. Crypt Guard. You said Crypt Guard have strike first. So 2 ways of giving strike last. Crypt Guard. Crypt Guard. Okay, if they use a couple with an enemy unit that charged. Right. So they get strike first, but they can't do a roll. So this is wrong. They have limited strike first and strike last mechanics. The only notable unit is Ushuran. Ushuran. And then someone said they might have a prayer. Ushoran. Might have a spell. I don't think so. Nope, no prayer. And no spell. So they do have limited strike first and strike last mechanics. The only notable unit is Ushuran. What else are some overall strategies? Kill their heroes. And their faction terrain. What else are some good overall? The Decapitator looks good. Yeah, the Decapitator with serfs looks good. What else? What are some other like good general overall strategies? Guard your flanks. You have to just like take it on the chin. Yeah, like to beat them. Like I'm not sure if yeah. Like, what's our strategy? Shoot them. It's only good for cruel boys. But I will put it in. Ranged damage and effects. Like slowing them down. Right? What does that? Not much does that. Foot of Gork. right? Removing a charge die. Yeah, Foot of Gork. Well, the problem with the manifestation is that it doesn't let you run. However, it gives you a target to charge. So do they even have any run in charge? I don't think they have run in charge. No, they do. Non-hero monsters can run in charge. The only run in charge is for monsters. No 3d6 charge. They don't need it. They have teleports. Kill their heroes in their faction terrain. Use range damage and debuffs. If they don't have a lot of strike first and strike last mechanics, it means that yours are quite effective. Like for Cruel Boys, for example, they come in and it's like, okay, like you strike last, and they're not also striking you last, and they're not striking first. Yeah, but that's like, they have bad saves. Yeah, like High Rend is a winner. It's true, they don't have very good saves. 4s and 5s, 4s and 6s, 4s and 6, 4 and 6, 4 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 4 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 6 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 6 and 6, 4 and 6. Iron is a winner. 4-up saves on big things. 5-up saves. 4-up save big. 5-up saves medium. 6-up saves small. 6-up wards. Almost army-wide. Ward. Yeah, turning off wards is not... I don't think greenskins have that at all. Because again, we're coming at this from like from an Iron Joe's, Cruel Boys, and Club Spike Gets perspective. It's like how to beat them with those armies. Right? Those are the armies I play. So like if I don't have anything that turns off wards, which I don't, then I just don't care. It's irrelevant to me, right? High Rend is a winner. So like Bolt Boys are amazing here. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, the Greta, like, well, exactly. Like, you're right. Zogrok does have a sword that removes wards. I'm never choosing that. Ever. Even if my opponent has table-wide 5-up wards like Nighthaunt. I'm just not choosing that. Ever. I'd rather have more consistent mortals than removing wards. Anything else from this overall strategy section? I think I got it pretty good. Guard your flanks the entire game. You need to survive their ambushes and clap their ambushes over and over and over again. All-out defense and defensive buffs are good. Are solid. They have limited strike first and strike last mechanics. The notable is Usharon, other heroes and their faction terrain. Okay, how are we looking here? So now my big thing now is how to actually put this together to present it. It's something I've been struggling with quite a bit. It's like, okay, so it's like, hey, you know, I'm Austin, here's my video on whatever. And it's like, here's what they're gonna do. Like, here's their TLDR for what FEC is gonna do, and here's the TLDR for what you should do. Okay, and then I wanna get into like specifics. So I broke it down into categories. So it's like, here are the things that they're gonna do that are movement focused. Here is some recursion that they're gonna do. Recursion can come before movement, I think. Here's some offensive buffs that they have. I might delete some of those. And then here's their anti-tech. So things they have that are super anti a thing. So it's like, keep your infantry away from this, keep your monsters away from that. And then some defensive things that they have. Well, they do have a 5-up ward. Prayer. I wonder if I should make a category that's called just battle, like tricks. Well, the thing about builds and lists, that's going to change over time. Right? It's like, oh, right now, serfs are the best, but then, you know, a year from now, the points all change, the season changes, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, here's something different. Suddenly a whole different list is good. Because again, like, I want to make these videos when their books come out, and then, like, I make another one in 3 years. So I want green skin players to be able to look at these books and be like, these are the things you have to look out for. What would be a good way to deal with big Usharon? Just evade him, or any good picks? So from Iron Jaw's perspective, from an Iron Jaw's perspective, a good way to deal with Usharon is give him strike last. If you can give Usharon strike last, then everything, if it's your turn, if you can charge into him and give him strike last, then him and everything that he's fighting are going to get strike last. So it puts you back on even playing field, so a Gouger would be a good way to do it. What is Usharon? His strike last ability, what does it do? If the roll exceeds the target's control characteristic, right? So you can't, it's a 6 for monsters. So he can't make things strike last that are big and rampagey. So if you hit him with anything that has the trophy rack or any monsters, right, he's not going to strike last them. And if he does, no, it says control characteristic. Otherwise, it would be useless. If it said control characteristic, it would never, ever happen. So if you can, yeah, hit him with monsters, and if you are going to hit him with like brutes and a Gouger, right, then it's like you hit him and strike last him, and then the brutes fight before Usharon does on your turn. Yeah, and that's it. Besides that, he makes you fight yourself, so keep a bubble. Like, keep all your units 3 inches away from each other, so he can't do that, because that can be pretty devastating. And that's all, right? Keep a bubble around all your guys, and then when you do go in, and then he's not really that scary at all. If you can just do those 2 things. This can't be here. That's gonna be offensive buffs. Movement recursion offense. We'll call it here. Probably got this backwards. Yeah, don't want a 10 stack of brutes blending something else. Well, I think they can even do it to themselves. You can only pick the target's unit to the victim if that unit has 2 or more models, so brutes can kill themselves. But it's like, you're gonna do... Oh, it just adds to score? Okay, well still. Same principle applies, right? It's like if you can make him strike last, and it's better to hit him with monsters with 5 control than it is to hit him with 1 control. Yeah, because it says add 10 to this unit's control score. That's true. Just tell your opponent it. Corpse. There's something wrong here. Corpse. Is that how you spell corpse, Mayor? Probably. How do you spell corpse? But yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so it's like whatever intro, the play style, overall strategy, and then it's like recursion. Here's all the ways that they have recursion, right? So it's like if you know, this is what they could do. Here's like a picture of the army's recursion. And then here's a picture of the army's movement. Right? I'm gonna put this one on a different slide because these ones all feel like they are monsters. Delusion, Gaslight, Gork Feet, Megaboss. Delusion, Faction Terrain, okay, and then here's like some monsters, and here's like some other stuff. Okay, so this is movement general. This is movement for monsters. Appearing Gold King, hold within 12, run in charge, yeah, okay. And this is movement units, non-monsters. Gore Warden. Offense, battle formation. Non-hero monsters or beasts with an unpuffed charge get strike first. It's one of the only ways they get it. Once per battle, hero gives +1 melee attacks and a 12-inch aura, including companions. Artifacts of power. If charged, roll greater than control, +1 attacks for friendly units targeting your unit and -1 attacks for your unit. Yeah. Ignore pluses to save, removes wards, okay. Prayer, Ushron spell. Royal Decapitator. Okay, removes wards, kills things, makes you fight yourself. Crypt Guard. Right. Anti-tech. So I need to check out the Royal Terrorgeist anti-infantry thing. it is here. For each 6, pick an enemy infantry and income with to the target. Roll a die. Ooh, it's a 6-up horde buster to an infantry unit. If 3 or more damage is allocated, that unit gets -1 to hit rolls. Ooh. That's pretty brutal. That's a pretty brutal thing. This is wrong. The anti-tech should probably come. Yeah, it can come right there. That's fine. Defense. Heroes invisible set of 6 inches. Heroic traits. What abilities come in attacks have no effects. I gotta be more specific on this. Battle traits. Heroic traits. Ignore the first damage point. Okay, weapon abilities for combat attacks have no effect against this unit. So it can go on like a big monster, and it can make crit mortals turn off, and it's just a passive. What is this? What this are you referring to? There's a few thises. You'll have to be more specific. Question mark. Yeah, this is my slideshow that I'm working on. It's how to beat FEC with greenskin armies, because that's what I do. I cover greenskin armies on YouTube. So when new books come out, I make videos of how to beat the new books with Ironjawz, Cruel Boys, and Gloomspike kits. So I'm actually just kind of wrapping it up. I think I'm almost done and kind of ready to actually make the actual video. I'm new to this channel. Welcome. Yeah, I cover Ironjawz, Cruel Boys, and Gloomspike kits. Like, my first videos years ago were like how to win with. So, just like guides and news and interviews and lists and other general things. So if you play one of those 3 green skin armies, or if you're interested in learning, yeah, kill Bo, go Burr against Usharan. His thing is a rampage, isn't it? His ability here. Yeah, so you can also just monster kill it, turn it off. That's another way. But we were talking about Ironjawz before. I mean, any monster in the game off Cruel Boys is gonna have an easy time to deal with, unless it's Be'lakor, where it ignores Rend, which blows. I hate Be'lakor. Be'lakor, I mean, obviously everybody hates Be'lakor, right? But, why is that? Oh, that's why. Be'lakor, yeah. If I remember, that's what Be'lakor does. He just doesn't care. I just told you what content I do. I'll type it. I cover Cruel Boys, Ironjawz, and Gloomspike kits. How to win with them. How to win against other armies. Lists, news, interviews, etc. Defense. Okay, let's keep reading this here. Delusion, hero invisible outside of 6. Is that the only thing that delusion does? Ooh. No, it's not the only thing it does, but that's fine. FEC versus Greenskin, somehow out-crazing the Greenskins. Hey, Greenskins aren't crazy. They're totally sane. Maybe some of the gits are a little bit whatever. But orcs? Nah, dude. Orcs are rational. Orcs are totally logical and rational. Their priorities are just set up in such a way that it's like, You always want to fight because fighting is the best. Well, if that's your premise, if fighting is the best, and then you do everything that you can to get the biggest fights you can, it's totally logical and reasonable. Right? An orc that becomes subservient to a bigger orc, it's like, I want to fight you, but I know that if I just follow you instead, there will be bigger and better fights in the future. That's totally reason. That's logic and reason. They just have to... It's just the premise of, like, fighting is the best thing to do. The Agricultural Revolution and Its Consequences by Kortrek. Yeah. Maybe not. I mean, I didn't say they were intelligent. I just said they were reasoned. You can be reasonable and a moron and really low IQ, right? That's possible. You can do that. I don't think those are... yeah. He's actually why he's my favorite. He has the greatest philosophical premise. Sure. Doubt it. Okay. Delusion, abhorrent, hero traits. Let's reorganize this a little bit. So there's a delusion, a rampage, manifestation. Here's another delusion. So we'll put it at the beginning. Abhorrent, we'll just move that. These are all pretty generic. Manifestations, Usharon, abhorrent, Ghoul King. Okay, so we'll just move it to here. Nope, this is not. This is not a whatever. It's a generic one. So we'll put it here. This is another manifestation. Unit. Oops. So then maybe we can get rid of this. Put it all here. Okay. We'll call this units. I'm excited to do a GT in October, and I'm letting a buddy borrow my OBR. I'm bringing my boys. I'm so excited that they're good for the first time ever. No, not the first time ever. They were at the beginning of 4th edition during the index. They were good for about 45 minutes. Right? There was a solid, maybe even 50 minutes that they were a very good army. But they had bad play experiences. Like opponents, it led to bad feelings from the opponents, which is reasonable. So they nerfed them into the ground again. So, but no, they're good right now. I just fingers crossed. GW, like what the reaction to Cruel Boys just needs to be raising up some points. They just got to raise up some points. Monster Killers got to go up. Monster Killers are probably going to go up 20. If they go up more than 20, I don't think it's a good thing. I think Bolt Boys should go up a little bit, maybe. Gut Rippers can even go up a little bit. But realistically, I think that the battle formation should cost 20 points. Right? If the battle formation goes up 20 points, and if Monster Killers goes up 20 points, my list goes up 60 points. Essentially, I lose 3 Bolt Boys, and my Merc Knob becomes another Shaman. Fine. Right? But if they just, I don't know, they need to just be careful about how they nerf. But I have good feelings. I think it'll be okay. I think it's gonna be okay. So, fingers crossed. Okay, now should I talk about key units and combos? I don't think I should. I don't think I need to. I kind of just did it all. I kind of just talked the whole way through about all. Like, I feel like this kind of does it. Right? How to win with, right, versus FEC. I don't know. What do you guys think of the format? Do you think it makes sense? Right? If I were to say like this, it's like, okay, here's my intro, then here's what FEC is like, here's what your overall strategy are like. These two things are very connected. And then I go through the different categories of things. It's like, here's all of the recursion that FEC has, right? Here's all of the movement shenanigans that FEC has, right? Here's all the offensive tricks that they have. So this is where you would talk about like strike firsts or debuffs or whatever things to watch out for, all this, right? And then all the specific anti things, right? So the Royal Terrorgeist, the Crypt Horrors, and the Royal Beast Flayers, right? So it's like keep your monsters away from the Beast Flayers, obviously. And then all of their big defensive buffs, right? Heroic traits, right? Weapon abilities are going to take into effect. That matters, right? They have a heroic trait called Stronger in Madness. So if they put that on a monster and you're playing Cruel Boys, then your crit mortals ain't gonna work. You need to send in the Break-a-Boss to kill this thing, right? Like that matters. It's like how you're gonna kill them. Artifacts of power, 2-up banished manifestations. So like keep it away from them. Bounce back ones to hit as mortals. Yeah. I think some of these got to get clarified a little bit. I don't think I did. And then all of their defensive buffs. And then that's it, right? Seriously, been enjoying the content in Discord. You're ironically become one of my favorite YouTubers. I make time to watch your stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think Monster Killers at 130, Bull Boys at 110. Yeah, like they could go up. I think, yeah, I actually think our rules won't get touched too bad. I wouldn't be shocked if Break-a-Boss or Shaman go by 10 points either. Yeah, I just, if we did all of that, like if we did all of those changes, right? My list goes up 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 140. If we did all those changes, my list goes up 140 points. That's a lot of points to go up for a list. And when you're thinking about point increases, that's how you have to think about it. It's like we're running everything but Hobgrots. So if you put 4 units up by 10 to 20 points, you're adding, especially in a limited range, right? You agree, especially rare to find many specific AOS channels. Yeah, well, that's why I started this. That's why I started doing this, right? Because when I started playing the game, I was into Stormcast Eternal, Seraphon, and Cruel Boys. That's like where I started. So I would watch the Stormkeep on YouTube. They cover Stormcast. I would watch Caleb Hastings on YouTube. He covered Seraphon, and there was no one that did Cruel Boys. Right? There's just no one that did Cruel Boys or Iron Jaws, right? I played Big Wa, couldn't find YouTube videos on them, right? On them specifically. So I was like, heck, that'll just be me. I mean, anybody can do it. There's a niche, right? You've been building your list 1,900 points. Yeah, well, Monster Killers are going to go up. I bet you they go up 20. Because people are running Kragnos and 7 Monster Killers and doing well at GTs. So, Monster Killers should go up 20 points. I would still run a unit of Monster Killers at 150 points, if we're being honest. I think that 1 unit of Monster Killers is comparable to 1 unit of Gut Rippers. Right? Like if we just pull up the math, right? If we just pull up the math and we want to look at damage, Gut Rippers, right? 5.83. Monster Killers 6.61. They deal more damage than 10 Gut Rippers, and they deal the same. They throw the same number of dice. No, they throw 22. They actually throw 1 more, right? It's 7 times 3 plus the champion, as opposed to, yeah. So it's 1 more die and 1 more rend, right? For 40 points less. The difference in points per 100 is so incredibly different, right? 3.9 versus 6. So Monster Killers are dealing way more damage than 10 Gut Rippers. You don't really Venom Encrusted Weapon them, right? When you do, the difference gets to be about the same because the rend has less of an impact, right? That 1 rend matters. You can see it's like 5.83, and then here for Monster Killers, it's 5.83 at a 3-up save, right? That rend makes a difference. And then for health, it's like the effective HP of 10 Gut Rippers is 30 HP, and for Monster Killers, it's 21 HP. So that's where Gut Rippers have an advantage, is that they are way tankier, right? And it's just because they have 10 times 2 as opposed to 7 times 2 for their health, right? That's it. Their save and everything else is the same, right? So, but Monster Killers are almost just as efficient as Gut Rippas, even though they have 6 less health per unit. They're almost the same efficiency per point, right? That's where the problem is that they're just hyper efficient. So if this was 130 points, oops, let's not mess up my chart. If this was 130 points, right, it's like the efficiency goes down, right? And if this was 130 points, right, it goes down from like 6 to 5. It approaches, and then the advantage for the monster killers is that they can be reinforced, which makes them a better target for venom encrusted weapons and for like they just deal more damage, right? Like obviously, Gut Rippas should be dealing more damage against everything but monsters. So that's why these things just need to be more expensive. If they were 150 points, they would still deal more. They would deal more damage than Gut Rippas against everything, right? All of the time. And if they were 150 points, they would be. I mean, obviously less efficient, but it would be more of a reflection, right, of the difference in their health. The difference goes right to being the same, but they're not. They're 110 points. They're very, very, very cheap. So, maths. I would put them at 130, and then I don't think you can spam them. Like if you have 2,000 points. Right? So let's say right now it's 110. 2,000 divided by 110. You can fit 18 units in a list. So it's a lot. But if you have 2,000 divided by 130, it goes down to 15. So it'll make a difference. And then it's like, okay, Kragnos is 580 plus 130, 2, 3, 4 of them. Let's say you're running 4 of them. Kragnos and 4 of them still have 900 points, but if these are 110, right, it's like, it makes a difference. I'd say Monster Killers have too good a rule for their role. They do have a very good rule. I love them and I want them to see them on the table, but 110 it's criminal. Yeah, they just do too much. I have even used Army Renown against certain, or all-out attack against certain targets. Yeah, all-out attack is good, right? Like against monsters, right? Against monsters, they have the 2 rend because they have anti-monster plus 1 rend, right? Like I'm not mistaken. So all of a sudden, it's like okay, they almost never, yeah, they have anti-monster plus 1 rend. So it's like okay, like you're never using venom encrusted weapons on them. So if they have 2 rend against monsters with 3s to hit and 3s to wound with crit mortals, right? It's like okay, like we're actually kind of in business. Them being rend 1 is huge, yeah. They should be, I mean, if I was going to rewrite their war scroll, they would be the same, they would have the same exact profile as Gut Rippas. Exactly. Crit mortals, they could have anti-monster plus 1 rend, but they'd be 2 attacks, 4s and 3s, 0 rend, 1 damage. And then they would have the rest of their anti-monster abilities, and they could be cheap. And that's what I would want. I'd want them to be cheap, because I like just having, like, cheap targeted units, right? Because they fill the role of like chaff, right? So it's like okay, they're 110 points, but they have 0 rend and they have 2 attacks each, right? And now we can kind of justify them being cheaper. But 1 rend makes a difference between 1 rend and 0 rend, especially against your opponent's chaff, right? If your opponent has like 5-up saves, the difference between 1 rend and 0 rend is pretty big. It's pretty big. Okay, I don't know. I feel like this video is worth making. Any thoughts on any of this? Anything that like I should add, or any thoughts on like the formatting or anything? Do you think the formatting is fine? Did you see my other how to win with videos? FEC as Cruel Boys. And I mean, the specific armies is not hard. FEC as Iron Jaws. And then FEC as Gits. FEC as gets. Seems fine to me. Because, I don't know, the way I did it before was like... I went through the book. So it was like battle traits, artifacts of power, and I just pointed out anything that you had to play around. So, but this format's a little bit different. It's grouped categorically. I love your how to win videos. I wish there were more like them. You obviously specialize in green skins, but this format is super helpful. Yeah, I agree. I appreciate the compliment. When I started making the videos, I just made the videos that I wish I could watch. Right? Like if I go to my channel and I go to like all the way back, how do we, let's see. How can I even do that? I can't just go back. Date, here we go. Right, How to Win with Cruel Boys, February 2023. This was the first video that I made, and all that I wanted, I just made the video that I wish I could have watched. Right, I just went through the book and basically told people what I thought you should do. Right, and then it's like, here's like the best units or whatever that I thought were the best. And then in my comment section, people told me why I was wrong. And I learned a lot. Right? Well, it's surprising to me that army-specific YouTubers are rare because literally anybody can do it. Like, anybody can do it. You can just be like, I love this army. There isn't an army-specific YouTuber out there that does it. And then you can do it. Like, it's not... Like, anybody can. You just got to get a microphone. You have to get it's OBS, right? Like, free software. Get a YouTube account. That's all free. You know, I just use Google Slides. I got some free music off the internet that I put in a playlist. I've had the same music for years now. Right? It's just background nothing that no one notices, right? And then when you read a new book, you just hit record. And you're just talking out loud. You're looking at a new thing and you're like, oh, like, you know, whatever. This is my opinion. And if you're right, people will tell you you're right. And if you're wrong, people will tell you you're wrong. And then you just get better at it because of the feedback that you get from the community. Right? Reach out to players that do super well with those armies. And... you know, like it's not anybody can do it. Yeah, but I didn't have enough game experience either. I was just getting into it. Right? It's like you get the experience. Let's go, in fact, let's do that as a thing. Like, it takes time before it builds up to something, obviously. Right? Who's this art by? Let's get this much bigger. This bird's got to get in there. Let's align like this. But again, you can just start, right? What day is it today? Monday? Doesn't matter. I wanted to just make a quick video and talk about how you can do it too. But before we get into that, I'd first like to thank all my patrons, Wybarian for the channel art, and Baron of Dice. Wow. So this kind of came up, we were having a conversation on Twitch, and we were talking about how like faction-specific YouTubers are good, and how when I first started getting into the sort of the YouTube scene and making content was because I started playing Seraphon and Stormcast Eternals, but there was nobody that also, like, I would watch the Stormkeep and Caleb Hastings who made videos on those armies, but nobody did them for greenskins, for orcs or goblins, Ironjaws. And specifically with Cruel Boys was where I started, and then I decided that I could make those videos. And I just started making the videos that I wanted to see. There was a niche. Nobody was making that content. So I started making that content. And when I started making that content, I didn't know very much of anything about how to win with Cruel Boys. I made that video in February of 2023. So it's coming up on the 3-year mark pretty soon, this winter, probably like 2.5 years or so. And by making these videos, I got lots of feedback from the community, from just people telling me what things that they agreed with me on, what things they disagreed with me on. And slowly over time, I was able just to kind of start reaching out to players for interviews, and the community as a whole is incredibly welcoming and friendly and accommodating. And it's been nothing but a very positive experience, like ever since I started. And you can do it too. You can do it too. If there's an army that you're really passionate about and you want to start making content for it, or there is no content for it, all you need is some free software and it's not, all that you really need is like a decent computer and a microphone. And if we're all playing Warhammer, let's be real, we all have some disposable income, right? So yeah, you can do it too. Just grab a mic, pick an army that you are passionate about, that no one is covering online, or even one that someone is covering online. If you wanted to also cover Cruel Boys or Ironjaws, like, the more the merrier. I personally feel like there is less content on specific armies than there is a desire for it from the community. I think if 5 more people had like Greenskins dedicated channels, I don't think that people would not watch mine or yours. I think they would watch all of them. I mean, leave a comment down below if you run out of AOS content on the armies that you really like way before. Like you want to watch more content than there is content available. For me, no one makes Cruel Boys videos, right? Like, it's very rare that I come across content on Cruel Boys or Ironjaws or Gloomspike Kids, right? So yeah, just wanted to make a quick little thing and say you can do it too. And the best way to get started is just to get started. Make your first video. Make your first video. People, you won't get a ton of views, right? Like, let's see, what did my first video, how did my first video do? Let's see, my first video got, I mean, a lot of views, but this is because this was over like a long time, right? But I mean, 4,000 views for me is quite a lot. Yeah, so I do be wanting more content, exactly. Yeah, make an Ironjaws specific channel where you talk about lists and armies, and people will watch it. The community will support you. But the best way to do it is just to start doing it. Not to have a plan, if this and if that. You just make it. Just start. You can do it. Like, subscribe.
Wow. I was slow on my button. Yeah, that's a great video idea. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, no one makes Tzeentch, make Tzeentch. Right? Like, literally just take the format that I've used forever, right? Let's see, like, just like how to win with, wait, I'll leave it. You can even take this, you can even take my slide. I can send you a copy of it, right? And it's just like, you just can change the font and change the formats, right? But it's like you just basically go through the book, right? And I just keep the slides or whatever, and then that's all, right? Like it's not super hard to do, right? Like you can definitely do it. There's no reason.
I should probably turn off the voice modulator, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, draw. But yeah, like you can just, like I said, you can just start. There's no reason you can't. Okay, let's see. What should go here? Nothing, I guess. Okay. That's done. There's no... You can do it too. Oh, did I not make a slide? I didn't. Fantastic artwork. I love this. I love this model. Clip. Like, I know for, like, just speaking for myself, I would love to help somebody who was just getting started. Just with all, like, just like the logistics. You know, it's like, no, like, use this program or do this, or this is how I do it because it's just easy. Oh, shit. And I do it super efficiently. Like, I don't edit. Like, that video is posted and done. Right? Like, I try to, because I don't have time. Like, I have, like, a family and other hobbies and, you know, like a job, right? Like, so, you can do it. Okay, so, let's see. What were we doing here? This can go away, this can go away. We'll just make this big. Nope, that can go away. Okay. FEC is Cruel Boys, FEC is Iron Jaws, and then How to Win with Gloom. Nope. How to Win versus FEC as Gits. OBS, I use Open Broadcast. It's just free. It's what everybody uses, as far as I know. Gray submitted his own pictures. Let's see. You must have a different name in Discord. What's the name that you use in Discord, Gray? Well, like, here's the thing, right? Like, I started making content because I was sitting in front of my computer talking out loud about how to win with Cruel Boys. And I was like, dude, I'll just hit record. I was like writing notes to myself on paper of like what things to pick. Cassus Belli. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, for sure. Right, but I just hit record because I was sitting here. So it's like, just go to town. Yeah, like all I do is have a VLC playlist. I have OBS, which is free. And that's it, right? Like that's all I really use on my computer. I use Google Slides. How did I title this? How Gets Beats Corn. Okay. How Gets Beats Eats Beats FEC. Iron Jaws. How Cruel Boys Beats FEC. Yeah, I mean, like, for sure. Like, it's, you know, obviously not for everybody, right? But I'm also just, like, super extroverted. I'm just, that's also just the kind of person. Like, I run a ball hockey league, right? Like, whenever I play, like, D&D, like, I DM, right? Like, I'm just, like, an organizer of people and things, right? I just bring everybody together. That's just the kind of person that I am. Just by nature, I like to be in charge, right? I have control issues. So it's like bringing, you know, starting a Discord and inviting people in and being like, come, and that's totally like my comfort zone. How Iron Jaws Beats FEC, how Gets Beats FEC. Do I still want to use all the art by Darius, or do I want to use art from my Discord? Probably just art from my Discord. Nope. I'll have to get some different background for this guy. Let's go black. What's it like being at university these days? It's a long time since my university days. How does that look? Looks good. How Iron Jaws beat or beats? Probably just beat. Nice. It's nice. And hey, if you're decent at making content, you can make a few $100 here and there. Helps pay for the hobby. I want to use this art again, but I know I shouldn't. Can I use this one? How Cruel Boys Beat FEC. does that look? Probably this thing's got to go over a little bit. Hucker was beat feck. It looks good. I like that. Do I have any gets submissions? I think I used that one already. I definitely don't have as much gets going on. But I think I do have this one, which is cool. Oops. Let's get it even bigger. How gets beat feck? The rogue model, it is awesome. How does this look? Almost. How gets beat feck? I think this has got to get changed. Gotta go. Thanks for, yeah, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Appreciate. Cool. I think I'm gonna end my stream. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.